Everybody says Roo Code is the power user's dream AI coding agent. I spent 5 charges trying to prove them wrong. Roo Code claimed deep configurability, a 98% cache hit rate, and long-term viability. Let's see what actually holds up. Claim 1, the 98% cache hit rate. That number is floating all over the community, and if it's real, it means real cost savings on every API call you make. But if it's just a number someone made up and it's spread, you're budgeting around fiction. I went looking for the vendor doc, the pricing page, the README, anything that actually sources it. I went through the vendor docs, the API pricing pages, and the extension README, and that figure appears nowhere. Prompt caching is real. Roo Code does support it with Anthropic, OpenAI, OpenRouter, and Requesty. But no measured cost or latency reduction is published anywhere. The community repeated the number and it stuck, but there's zero source data behind it. This charge sticks. That cache hit rate is community folklore, not a documented fact. And if you need a quick answer on whether to trust it, the answer is no. That's 0 of 1 claims holding up so far, and we're just getting started. I've been living inside these tools long enough to know that a number without a source is just marketing. Drop a comment below if a phantom stat has ever burned you on a tool decision. Claim 2, language-specific quality. The community says Roo Code excels with 1 or 2 popular languages, but falls apart on niche or multi-language projects. Say you're shipping a Python and Go service, and you need to know if the quality drop on the Go side is a minor annoyance or a full workflow blocker. No benchmark score means you're flying blind on that call. What got me here is that no SWE bench, human eval, or multi-PLE scores exist for Roo Code by language. Community consensus does say it handles popular languages well, and degrades on niche ones, but that's qualitative and directional at best. There's no vendor claim naming which languages actually excel, so the quality story is real but completely unmeasured. This charge holds up too, because a claim you can't measure is a claim you can't rely on. 0 of 2 claims are holding up, and the pattern is becoming pretty clear. Claim 3, deep configurability for power users. You've probably invested a weekend getting your agent modes, your local Ollama setup, and your provider routing exactly right. If that claim is hype, you wasted the weekend. If it's real, Roo Code was genuinely the most flexible VS Code coding agent on the market, and the question is whether the setup cost was worth it. I ran this one twice because it's the one claim that actually lands. Custom agent modes, support for many AI model providers, and local deployment via Ollama, all confirmed. One of the biggest problems I run into when using AI agents is turning their output into YouTube content I can actually use to market my product. That's why this video is sponsored by Subscriber, a tool that helps business owners connect their AI agents to YouTube and market their products without spending 10 hours every week creating content. You can connect Claude or ChatGPT directly to Subscriber. It then analyzes your business, website, and YouTube channel to help you create SEO-optimized video ideas, scripts, thumbnails, and even complete videos that actually match your brand. What I like most is that every week, Subscriber gives me a list of high-potential video ideas I can immediately execute, and it can even help edit videos for me, with or without my face, including videos like the one you're watching right now. It's easy to get started, and you can try Subscriber for free using the link in the description below. Now back to the video. The trade-off is also confirmed. Setup is steeper than climb, and simpler alternatives like Continue exist. But the power user configurability is real, not marketing copy. This charge gets dismissed because the configurability claim genuinely delivers. Custom modes, multi-provider support, Ollama local deployment, all sourced and confirmed. That puts us at one of 3 claims holding up, and this is the only one. So one of 3 claims is holding up. The 2 still ahead are the ones that actually decide whether Roo Code is worth switching to right now, and one of them is a viability question that could make every other feature completely irrelevant. You need to see both. Claim 4, long-term viability and support. You build your whole workflow around a tool, configure it for months, and then one day the repo goes red only. That's not a hypothetical. That's exactly what happened to 24,400 developers who started the Roo Code GitHub repo. The question is whether the team ever claimed long-term support and whether that claim held. Watch what happens here. On May 15, 2026, the Roo Code team shut it down. The repo is archived, read only. Final release is v3.4.54.0, and the team's stated reason is that they do not believe IDEs are the future of coding. The 24 out of 400 GitHub stars are confirmed, but that community is now left with no updates, no support, and no migration path from the team. This charge sticks hard. Long-term viability failed completely. The project is dead and the repo is frozen. One of 4 claims is holding up, and the one that failed here is the one that makes every other feature irrelevant. Claim 5. Boilerplate generation and code review pre-screening. The README says Roo Code can generate code from natural language and help with documentation. That's in the README. But the question is whether anyone ever measured throughput, reviewed code, pre-screening speed, or published any number at all for how much faster your review cycle actually gets. Let's see what's actually sourced. The README does list boilerplate generation from natural language descriptions, so the capability is documented. But I went looking for throughput metrics and came up empty. No lines of code per minute. No review cycle improvement. No measured output anywhere. Code review pre-screening has no sourced data at all. Not community reported, not vendor claimed, nothing. The capability is listed, the evidence is not. This charge partially sticks. The capability is real but unmeasured, and a claim you can't quantify is a claim you can't rely on for planning. Final tally, 1 of 5 claims holds up. That's the answer to whether Roo Code was worth switching to. Roo Code genuinely shines on configurability. Custom agent modes, support for Anthropic, OpenAI, OpenRouter, and Requesty, plus local model deployment via Ollama, all confirmed. Prompt caching is real and supported, and the community validated that it handles popular languages well, even without official benchmark scores to back it up. For power users who got it configured, it was the best option available. Where Roo Code falls short is everywhere that matters for daily work. The cache hit rate claim is unverified, with no vendor document that actually states it. Language-specific quality has no benchmark scores, so the excels in 2 languages claim is directional at best. And the shutdown on May 15, 2026 leaves users with no updates, no support, and no clear path forward. The repo is frozen. Worth it if you already have Roo Code configured, and you're a power user who doesn't need updates. Skip it if you need a supported, actively maintained coding agent for daily work. 1 of 5 claims held up, and the one that failed hardest was long-term viability, which means the cache hit rate debate is now completely academic. Something the marketing never mentioned. Roo Code's final release is v3.54.0, and because the repo is now archived read-only under Apache 2.0, anyone who forks it inherits a codebase with no upstream security patches. If you're running it against a live codebase today, you're on your own for any vulnerabilities found after May 15, 2026. If you're now looking at alternatives and want to run models locally without depending on any cloud tool that can shut down on you, I did a full walkthrough on exactly that. Go check out the Ollama tutorial, full local AI setup. It covers everything from model download to running inference, and it's up next.